The story of Christmas is an awesome thing to me because we know the first present that was given to us was the Christ child, given by God to a young maiden by the name of Mary. And then we fast forward, and we now have, in our tradition, a gentleman by the name of Santa Claus. Santa Claus started in the 4th century with a Catholic priest whose name was St. Nicholas. He cared for the poor children, giving them gifts, often putting the gifts in stockings and leaving it at the front door for the children. And it went from there to Clement Clark Moore, who wrote the greatest poem that has ever been written in my book. And you should go back and read it. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. That was the first time that the Santa Claus, as we know him, was riding in a sleigh, being pulled by reindeer. But in that story, there is one reindeer that is a tradition now of Christmas called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this is the story behind Rudolph with his nose so bright. Robert May was writing for Montgomery Ward's, providing the catalogs to help the people be able to place their orders for the Christmas gifts. And as he wrote it and presented the pictures, he went back and began to think about his own daughter. She was a young girl that was not well liked in school. She was ostracized by most of the other students. And he wanted to include something where he could help his daughter know that she was accepted because of who she was. So in the catalog that one year, he put a reindeer that had a brilliant lighted nose. And that lighted nose made him different from the other reindeer. Now, as he presented the picture, it took off, and people began to identify this reindeer that was different from all the other reindeer. The other reindeer would not let him play games with them. But then there was one night when the weather was so bad that Santa Claus went to him and asked him if he would lead the sleigh so they could get the gifts out to the children on Christmas Eve. So Rudolph then became the hero of all the other reindeer. From Robert May, we take it one step further, and it comes up to 1948 and 1949. There was an actor by the name of Gene Autry. I grew up watching him as the cowboy who never lost a fight and who always was there for someone else. In 1948, he wrote a song, and it was taped and presented on the Christmas season of 1949 and 1950. Gene Autry wrote these words: Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. And all the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide our sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him. They shouted out with glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Now, that song in 1949 and 1950 sold 2.5 million copies. Over the next 35 years, it sold over 25 million copies, and it became the #2 greatest song of all time, so that he could be able to speak to the children and let them know that there was this special reindeer who other reindeer didn't like. But when his time came, he became a part of history. As you share the traditions of Christmas, Now you know the history behind Rudolph. And now you know even further the history of Santa Claus. Children still wait up at night, finding it hard to sleep, waiting for the bells that were on the necks of the reindeer and the hoofbeats and the sleigh coming in with this jolly old man who would come down the chimney and leave gifts all over the world so that no child would be left behind. As you remember Rudolph and Santa Claus, also remember God, who gave us the greatest gift of all in the Christ child, so that we could be acceptable in God's sight and be welcome into the kingdom of heaven. May you be blessed by these traditions of Christmas, and may you enjoy your childhood memories of Santa Claus bringing the gifts to you so that you could celebrate with God. May God bless you this Christmas season.